find a From the 502, where we rep it true. Cardinal red, black and white, that's our crew. Ballin' hard on the court, scoring touchdowns too. Louisville's finest, we're coming through. Young center pack, freedom, all memories. Gridiron legends, Cardinal legacy. From Muhammad Ali to Lamar Jackson's fleet, we put on for the city, can't you see? Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep 'em raised to the ceiling. Cardinal nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, history in the making. Derby City flows, southern hospitality. Slugger field the church, or we got duality. BB and who, we the real Kentucky. Cars fly together, that's our reality. From the west end to the east, Cardinal pride don't never cease. Throw your wheels up, let them know. Louisville's here to run the show. Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep 'em raised to the ceiling. Cardinal nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, history in the making. Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep 'em raised to the feeling. Cardinal nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, Louisville taking over.
Welcome, good people. Welcome to the Kansas Louisville reaction show. I am your host, Marcus Maben, of course. Let me try to get into the 313 in the building at the moment. Robin goes with embarrassing off the top. Tough crowd, Red State. Red State says, I'm really happy. Lauren in the building. Let's not be negative. Is that what Lauren's trying to hold up the crowd? Just got to figure out the roles. We'll be fine. So what was the final score? I don't know the final score as well. I'm curious myself. What's not to like about the game? Hillabor Bay was good. Dale Young, good evening. Catching up as fast as we can. Johnson in the building. What's going on? It's too late. They're already going hard. Hold on. We got to get to the content. Do they have stats? If they have stats, because somebody give me the stats. I'm not sure if exhibition games even keep the stats. A whole sofa of shame. That's difficult to say. Coach adjustments made tonight. Put the guys in the spot so they can make plays full of confidence. So we'll never get that again. Let's see. Last year, guards have to get downhill when the three isn't falling. Didn't go. We didn't go all out. Please relax. Aaron Rodgers famously once said, RELAX, relax. Exhibitions, light run. Kobe Rogers, I like him. Yeah, I was wondering when people were going to start picking out their individuals' favorites. Hold on. Catching up. We didn't contest any threes. Catching up. Feel like guys are staying safe. Ooh, he had some adult to him, didn't he? Kairos. 20 turnovers. Made it really hard to get over the hump. Really disappointed with the game. Fixable. I'm good. Pass is unreal. Oh, he started showing out early, didn't he? And we need to guard the rim. Pryor's presence. Still in the game. Fixable is always good. All hero ball. So you weren't a fan, Ryan. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Okay, good people. Where do we start? What did I think? First and foremost, this is neither positive nor negative. Originally, I saw the yips. I did see the yips at the beginning of the game. Cheers, by the way. Cheers and welcome in. We got 432 in the building. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you venture over at least to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, all that good stuff. For starters, this is Basketball Content 101. This team wanted to show the team, all this team hears about, especially the new guys, is how the Yum Center will be rocking and the fans are going to love you. Everybody wanted to put on an immediate show for the Yum Center fans. You could see it. You could see a little bit of pressing. You could see a little bit of the yips, in my humble opinion. That's not me trying to go, super positive or super negative. They looked like they were pressing a little bit early. That was one of the first things I noticed. Of course, I laughed about it because that's what you do. That's kind of a good sign. When you see a team really wanting to play hard for the fans, that ends up, once you get over the yip part of it, once you get over the pressing part of it, we looked like that last year the exact same way. Once you get past the pressing part and start relaxing, settling in, that want to prove to the fans turns into, like playing for the fans. So that ends up kind of becoming a good symbiotic relationship. Anthony says they're definitely tight at first. Yeah, you could see they were definitely feeling the home court pressure. Now, along with the home court pressure, you'd like to see your older guys kind of get hold of the yips early. I would agree with that. The hot start for Kansas mixed with the yips. The hot start for Kansas mixed with the yips of wanting to put on a good performance for the fans early in the game. That's a tough start. I'm actually pretty proud of y'all because I may have skipped over one or two comments, but I cannot complain about referees in the exhibition. I told myself before the show started, I'm not going to complain about officiating before it even starts. It's driving me, it was driving me crazy, all the touch fouls. It is a nice shooting gym for opponents. Hold on. Sorry. My phone been going off all night. Let me see what's going on. My bad, Steve. I missed Rummage's call. We gotta go live. Hold on.
Hello, sir.
You know you're live, right?
Okay. If I am, I will just say, no more. Look, the people that are on your lot, they know me, so I'm okay. This is a safe place.
This is a safe space for sure.
But I look at my mentions, no more. You all don't get to watch. Never again. I'm going to tell Pat Kelsey tonight, Coach, don't ever schedule it again. They don't deserve it. They do not deserve to watch you guys play a game like that. This early in the season. I mean, listen, man. I'll call you tomorrow. We can chop it up about the game.
Right.
But I'm like, so like I tweeted out, and I'm like, well, shots are going to fall. I'm not worried about that. Frew, I need a little more from you, big dog. Like, we'll talk. This is good for Michael to kind of see that. That'll shake him up a little bit. He's a hard worker. I know that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, getting Pryor back's going to help. And, just a couple things like, hey, basically, look, this is our Tennessee game last year, except this one don't count. So some things got exposed that now coach is going to take them back in there and be like, all right, you ready to listen now?
Steve, the season's over, Steve. What do you mean? According to social media, dude, it's over.
I literally had one guy tweet me and was like, I'm disappointed in all you in the local media for even hyping this team up. I mean, just look, this team sucks. They can't play. We're not athletic. I'm like, no more exhibitions. No more. I'm putting my foot down. No, coach, never again. You play these in secret. Absolutely not. Or don't play them at all and then go get your ass kicked by Kentucky on the 11th because you didn't get a game like this in. I'm like, you're probably the same ones that were after the Virginia game was like, season's over. It sucks. Team sucks. Can't do anything. Everybody sucks. This sucks. Coach sucks. Brom sucks. Everybody sucks. And then you go beat Miami. Guess what? If you'd won that Virginia game, Marcus, what would have happened?
Got blown out.
Not a chance you would have beat Miami. You won that game because things got exposed in that game. And it looked like, so I'm like, if you don't beat Kentucky on the 11th, I'm going to be like, yeah, you needed to get your ass kicked against Kansas. Like, God bless. I mean, just drive me insane. just drive me insane. I'm like, well, I tweeted out, and I thought I was going to get a couple replies like, yeah, man, they just got to get married. We got to get some stuff to work on, long season ahead, blah, blah, blah. Hey, have you ever thought about this? What if Kansas is a little underrated? What if Kansas ends up being? Because you know what's going to happen? We're going to be sitting here in January, Marcus. We're going to be a top 10 team, and Kansas is going to be ranked like number 2. and look, Purdue's going to be like 18, 19, or 20. And I'm going to be like, you remember when it was like, I can't believe Louisville lost to Kansas? Oh,
and,
my God.
and the best draft pick or the top draft pick is going to be still playing like the number 1 player in the country.
Yeah. I'm like, and did y'all notice, like, how about this? Kelsey played Kenai Bruce 8 minutes. He didn't hardly play Michael Brown in the second half. He didn't hardly play McNeely in the second half. Like, I mean, what y'all? Like, it's like you tell everybody all the way up, like, hey, it's an exhibition. It's an exhibition. Oh, I know. Yeah, it's an exhibition, man. Oh, yeah, they're gonna work on. They're gonna play. All right, then they lose, and then it's like this whole program sucks. Shut it down.
Put everything into football.
Like, I swear to God, dude. I'm sitting there looking at it. Look, I was like, I swear to God, I hate these stupid exhibitions. By the way, I just left the worst officiating crew in the history of high school football refereed. And I hope one of you bastards are on this chat right now. Because if you are, or if you're a family member of someone who reffed the Male Bullet East game tonight, they are the worst officials, and you should tell them to pick a different profession. They're the absolute, and it might be one of y'all's grandpas, because 4 of them could be no less than 80 years old. Absolutely terrible. I mean, unreal. And like, I'm not even saying like they cost Bullet East the game, right?
I'm listening.
They kind of did, but like, they made some bad calls on Male too. Like, they were the worst group of officials to ever officiate a game in the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, ever in history. So if one of you are on here, you suck. And for the love of God, quit your job. So that's all I got. I'll call you more. This is good. I just need to talk to you for a minute.
Breathe. 10 deep breaths. Later. That was one Steve Rummage. Oh. Okay, so where am I at? His new weight getting pushed around. Okay. Pryor is a dog. Steve, you can't take that. Are you talking about the Male game? Listen, he must have a lot of confidence to press as much as he did. He must have a lot of confidence to press the way that he did. Good film study. Continuity on both ends. The ball get better. Glad we got to play this game as an exhibition. Oh, wait a minute. You have to rephrase that one. Okay, back to the breakdown. 609 in the building. Take a second, come over to the YouTube channel if you want to get into the chat, or if you're on Twitter and I need to follow you for you to comment in the night show, just let me know. Send me a request or whatever. Oh, free throws. I see you, free throws. I was disappointed with the free throw shooting. Exhibition or no exhibition, tight or no tight. You gotta do better on free throws. Again, I grew up in a household where my dad's only unacceptable policy was free throws. Come on. That's the easiest part of the game. Got to hit your free throws. A lot of points. know what they're looking at. Like I said, particular areas critique, particular, like if you're just trying to point out okay, there's things you can get better at, and there's deficiencies. Are you just pointing out things you can get? Are you just pointing out full deficiencies or things you can get better at? Defending without fouling, something you got to work on. That's a never ending. Disappointed but not going to panic. Free throws are terrible. We dropped the church's money. Is there a stat sheet? Does anybody have a stat sheet? If you do, shoot it to my Twitter or give me a link. Of course I follow you. Are you kidding me? Grand Slam. Okay, Toronto. Okay. Turnovers worry me. Okay. I'll say this. Turnovers is not a worry for me in particular. I thought we turned over the ball a lot last year early in the season. The only real issue Brown he gets out of control a little bit. Pressing want to be impressive, and Jason, double pressure when you're going against another quote unquote top 5 draft pick. That's heavy pressure. It's heavy pressing. He's by all accounts, Peterson is more, he's more physically mature. And like I said, got a couple shots to go down early. That'll change the whole thing. Agree about the free throws. We did out rebound Kansas by 13, but it sure didn't feel like, because those 50-50 balls, they didn't really feel like rebounds. 2 for 15 is unacceptable. Even in your opening exhibition. Listen, Kobe Rogers looked good though. That's one of the Kobe Rogers is a definite pleasant surprise. He looks healthy. He looks aggressive. He looks under control. He looks experienced, looks like a winner. It's definitely something to add to the bag. We got bullied. So you're just saying physically in general, or quicker to the ball? I thought a lot of some of those lucky bounces, some of those bad bounces we got at really opportune times. That's why I found myself clapping my hands a lot. Because I know the difference between you got to come up with that basketball, or, you just pressing and got a bad bounce. It's, again, this is the first time we saw another opponent, and they just happen to be in Kansas uniforms. There's a lot of angst that go into that. Yeah, listen, even on the 3-point range conversation. Okay, I was explaining this to someone earlier. It's a double-edged sword. When you, as a coach, want everybody to be really confident in the way they shoot, sometimes as a coach, you don't nitpick at some of their habits. Now, I thought on quite a few of our 3-pointers, I was saying this last year, we let our feet get out of control. You should come down in the shadow of your shot. 2 feet should be parallel, but we do a lot of kick shotting, a lot of doing, our feet don't come down the same. We look to get hot. Now, for a player, it's great when the coach lets you shoot in whatever rhythm or whatever bounce feels natural. But sometimes as a coach, in my opinion, you got to get the guy to stick to the fundamentals. Elevate, come down and balance. Elevate, come down and balance. A lot of our wide open shots We were just kicking our feet awkward. We were, you know, I didn't like the footwork on the 3-pointers. But again, that's because sometimes when the coach starts picking at your feet and picking at your shot and your form, you know, it kind of gets in your head. But sometimes when they just kind of let you shoot and let it be natural, the kick foot, you know, can lead to a guy going 10 for 10. So that's, like I said, that was like I said, that's a double-edged sword. I'm kind of old school with it, you know. Hey, keep your feet in balance, keep them in line, shoot it that way. But sometimes, like I said, it's a philosophy. That was the word I was thinking for. Unprepared. Elaborate on that one, please. Fru looks overwhelmed. I would like to hear what Fru had to say about his first exhibition. I'd like to hear his post game, like what was in his mind. Is there going to be a post game? Is there going to be a Kelsey? If there's going to be a Kelsey YouTube post game, make sure y'all give me the word on that one. Let me make sure I got his name in my algorithms. Okay. That's 9 days ago. Look, I almost just hit the Kelsey. I literally almost just hit the Kelsey post game or pregame. That was 9 days ago. Hold on. Let's catch up. Physical, but the refs in the exhibition. Oh, I can't believe in the exhibition how nitpicky the referees were looking at. Great film to look at. I agree with that. 13-9. Ugh. So this is all. That's why you said unprepared. You said unprepared because you were ready to go and coach. You already had your guns loaded, didn't you? You were loaded up and ready to go with that one. Hadley did his thing. Keeping us updated. Appreciate you. Brown Jr. 10, 5 boards, 2 dimes. Not bad for a bad game in his debut. Agreed. Yep. See, I just didn't like the balance. Like I said, that to me, that's just a coaching thing. He might have to adjust. He might have to adjust. But like I said, I still don't know how much. Listen, you knew you were going to miss them in the summer. Not you. Listen, the coach wants you to learn the style of play. And there's a point in style of play, and I just want to win the game. And superstars that go into college thinking as superstars, they think they can win the game. You don't want to coach that out of him because there's going to be some takeover times where you're going to do that. Let's do this. Thank you, Jocelyn. Let's see if we can catch it real quick. Let's find it.
We didn't play well, but you credit Kansas for that. We turned the ball over too much. We didn't shoot the ball well, but again, you credit your defense when it comes to that. And we got to be better on the defensive end. So from a rebounding standpoint, I think our guys, that's a statistic where I always can tell, effort, right? We got 45% of our misses back. They only got 24%, but they shot a very high percentage from the field, a very high percentage from 3. And turned it over a lot. So, the tape tells the story, and we'll pour over the tape all tonight into tomorrow, and then we'll use this as a mechanism to grow.
These games, when you play good competition, that's why you do it, so you get answers, obviously, about certain players. Obviously, McHale did not have a good game. McNeely didn't shoot it very well. You can go down the list, but you don't worry about those guys. I wouldn't worry about those guys. But what about your big guys? Are they doing what you're asking them to do? You need them to screen and rebound and defend, but they really didn't get a whole lot done offensively. Does that concern you at all?
Yeah, I mean, we got to get them more involved on the offensive end. Sananda played 18 minutes, had one field goal attempt. So, that's obviously something amongst a myriad of other things that we'll look at and we'll get cleaned up. I believe in those guys. I know they're really, really good players. It's up to us, and it's up to me to get them more involved.
You just get the impression a lot of it was being hyped up about first. Basketball is a hard game to play with the veins bursting out of your neck, and I thought they were just kind of a little bit tight. Again, you don't want to make excuses, but as I said, I don't think it necessarily means they're certainly not going to play a lot better even Tuesday than they did tonight. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys would tell you that they didn't play their best, and that's obvious. But that's how basketball is. You don't play your best every single night. Listen, it's the first time for Kansas and the first time for us that we've put the uniforms on, turned the lights on, and played a real game. And I was as interested as anybody just to see how we respond. And, they tried. The effort was there, but there's a bunch of stuff we have to clean up. A lot of really, really good shooters that didn't have a good shooting night. That's kind of how it goes. I say this all the time. I've said this many times before. You are what the back of your bubblegum card says you are. And we have elite shooters that didn't shoot it very well tonight. But you can't let your offense affect your defense. And I don't know if that was the case. Again, after pouring through the tape, I'll have more answers. But, them shooting that high of a percentage from the field,
Especially in the first half.
we got to clean that up. Yeah.
I'd be remiss if I didn't at least get a comment from you on Peterson. The first half was absolutely unbelievable, that young man.
He was amazing. First half, he was special. It was a handful. We were having a hard time with him. We were trying to be really aggressive on ball screens, and I thought we did a better job in the second half, but just to get the ball out of his hands. Made some really tough shots, throughout the course of his amateur career when he was at the grassroots level and things like that. I mean, he's a good three-point shooter, but he's known as much more of an attacker driver. And kid can definitely shoot the ball. Don't get me wrong, but he made 6 threes. Several of them were really, really tough. And when they went on that barrage, I think in that one war they were plus 13 in the war.
Yep.
They made really tough shots. We had some really bad turnovers. And then, our disposition changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like our guys responded at halftime. Even before I walked in at halftime, I heard the guys' voices. I heard them talking about trying to fix what was broken. And then the same thing here. I walked in the locker room afterwards, and they were having their, addressing all the things that I was going to address before I did it, which makes me feel great about this team. Look, the makeup of this team is special.
Yeah.
Great competitive character. Very talented guys. We didn't play our best tonight. You tip your cap to Kansas. That's why you play these early preseason games against really good teams, and you respond, and we'll be better for it.
We'll hear more from Coach Kelsey after Kansas' 90-82 exhibition win over the Cardinals. This is Louisville Cardinal basketball from Learfield.
Okay, what do we think? Kelsey's response when asked about Michael Brown Jr., talking about the youth, kind of did a great job of handling the press conference, giving credit to Kansas. They did a good job challenging the shots. Peterson 26. Conwell had 25. That is something that's going to get mixed up or kind of lost in the sauce if Conwell had 25. How do you think Pryor will affect us down low? Knowing the defense, knowing the rotations, we're going to get better at the help. you can't have the blow arounds, but the help defense will improve. Our scouting is really good of other opponents. I don't think, like I said, when you have a new team like Kansas, there's not a lot of scouting, so you just kind of go with scouting the style. Are we gonna press all year? I don't know. I was happy to see the press. Coaches don't press unless they trust the IQ of their team. If they know that they're tall, if they know they can get deflections, I mean, we were mounting a comeback in the first half, like really cutting in, and one of those deflections ended up in Michael Brown's hands, and he just didn't hang on to it tight. He didn't treat it with desperation. But again, that's the culture that gets better throughout the season. Yeah, Woolley, he's the type of player that you can put him on an island and he's gonna survive. Stat sheet. Can you send that stat sheet to my Twitter? Please. If anybody's on here on Twitter, please send that stat sheet. Oh, Coach Kelsey, press conference, D-Wall Beats. Thank you so much. Y'all give me a quick second. Boom. Actually, boom.
Yeah, I thought first of all, I want to say what a great atmosphere it was for a preseason game in October. The Louisville is playing Kansas. It doesn't happen very often. But the city responded, our students responded. It was a great buzz.
It's a long-winded question. Hold on, y'all. Sorry.
First time either team was suited up against
I
somebody else instead of themselves.
try to get some volume.
They got together in the shape. That's what these early games.
Let's try to get to it.
Finding things out about your team that are strengths, that are weaknesses, and things that need to be fixed. Play a preseason game against
That volume is really low, guys. Okay, I'm assuming they're gonna fix the volume. The volume is not up at all. Thanks, D-Wall Beats, for sharing it.
on it, and statistics that kind of speak to effort. Percent of our misses back. I think they got 24% of their misses back. That flurry that they had in the first half when, they made some really tough shots. I thought we let kind of our offense affect our defense a little bit. And when they went on that flurry, we had some really bad turnovers. And I think in that 4-minute segment, they were like plus 13. And I don't think our guys responded great at that period. But halftime was awesome because before I even walked in there, I heard a ton of voices, and I even stayed outside and kind of listened a little bit. And those guys were saying everything that I was going to say. And then the same thing happened after the game. When I walked in, they were all talking. I let, those guys even continue to talk when I was in the room, and they said all the right things as well. So we'll have a great response to today. I know those guys are excited about learning from it and being better because of it.
We have questions for Coach Kelsey?
Coach, if you could just kind of talk about the value of being able to go out there and play this level of opponent in an exhibition setting in terms of being able to break it down, see the pain points, see the deficiencies, and what you really need to focus in on. How valuable is that?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge, and we'll use it as a tool to get better. Thing I told the guys is the one thing they don't have to worry about is our team being really, really, really good. As long as, we get better because of the things that we'll learn from the tape, we'll look back on this and it'll be something really, really good for our team.
Do you have to
No, it's just an exhibition, but it's like the old secret scrimmage that everybody saw this. You have to pull Mikel aside and say, hey, keep your head up, like this doesn't mean anything, this is just a data collection point.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Mikel's a great player and a terrific talent. And all I've talked about and raved about is his approach and his mentality and his professionalism. Like, this is what we preach every day. Is if you stay steady in the daily excellence, great things are going to happen. And that kid's future is, like, bright doesn't even describe it. So, he knows he didn't have his best night tonight, but, he's an unbelievable player, and he's going to have a terrific year.
With all the expectations on the team this season that were not there last season, how much was that deterred the first half, or you
I don't know if the way we played in the first half had anything to do with the preseason expectations. The first half was Kansas played really well. We didn't play that well, but that is because of Kansas, right? We weren't very efficient on offense. You credit their defense for that. I'll have to watch the tape, but, obviously, everybody knows this. We're a very, very, very good shooting team, and we had a very poor shooting night. Again, I got to watch the tape, but a lot of those looks were really good, and we have a bunch of guys that shoot over 40% from three and just didn't have a good shooting night tonight. You can't always control whether the ball goes in or not, but what you can control is, making sound decisions with the ball. I think we had 20 turnovers. Can't do that against a good team. Many of them were careless, uncharacteristic, kind of mistakes and turnovers that we don't normally make, and things that can be fixed and cleaned up. But credit Kansas. Thought they played really well, and we learned a lot about our team from this.
Kind of answer this. I was going to ask you about the shooting and whether the shots you got were more or less what you wanted. Maybe you'll know better after you watch tape, but good shooting covers a multitude of sins, and you missed. We talk about all the stuff that goes wrong, but a lot of those shots usually. Yeah,
and again, I have to watch the tape, but I feel like on makes and dead balls, when we were able to set our pressure and pick up and turn them, and it kind of I felt like our defense was better on those possessions. Our transition defense on misses, without watching the tape, I thought wasn't good at all, especially in the first half. And that's what we talked a lot about at halftime. We had dug a pretty big hole. And, sometimes, like I said, you let your offense affect your defense. I don't know if that's the case or not, but on misses, we were kind of on our heels, probably doing a little bit too much backpedaling. I don't think the urgency of our transition defense of stopping the ball and building walls was very good. So, how it is, sometimes ball's going in, you're shooting it well, and it gives your defense kind of some bravado and a little bit of bounce. And I didn't like our disposition in the first half when we weren't shooting it well, and they went on that run, but I felt like it was much, much better in the second half.
Obviously, you'll see more in the film, but the first game for Sananda and Zucas here in the college level, what was your first impression?
Yeah, I think we got to get them more involved. Sananda, he played 18 minutes and he only had one field goal attempt. Our guards, had a ton of field goal attempts. That's on me a little bit to get those guys more involved. I think from a rebounding, standpoint, from a physicality standpoint, from a defensive standpoint, I know Peterson had 1 million points in the first half, and they put him in a ton of ball screens, but I felt like our pick and roll coverage overall was pretty good. Those guys at the point of attack, being aggressive, putting two on the ball, trying to get the ball out of his hands, especially in the second half, was pretty good. So although their line doesn't look really good, I think they did a lot of things that maybe don't show up on the stat sheet, but for sure I have to get them more involved.
Coach, as far as the percentages, shooting percentages, three-point percentage, things of that nature, team started out slow last year as well. How much of that just has to do with the fact you have so many new players, you have a lot of new guys, you have a lot of concepts offensively, moving the ball, spacing the ball, touching the paint. Is it just a kind of a product of having a lot of new guys?
I don't know. I don't think that. I think this was one game where ball didn't go in the basket very much. Credit Kansas defense. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, Pat, you've alluded to him a couple times already, but what makes Darren Peterson a difficult player to defend?
I mean, he's a special talent. He's got great size and length and athleticism, quick burst with the ball, terrific shot maker, plays with a lot of bravado. He's really good.
But I have a non-game related question, but there's been some backlash in college basketball nationally for the fact that now G League players, some people who have not that far from high school who played in the G League can come back to college and play. I wanted to get your thoughts just on, not only that being a rule that's in place now and the fact that it can happen, but I was curious what is the difference between that and getting somebody from a European pro club over there.
He's probably not happy about this.
I think it's the same exact thing. Is that what your question is? Yeah, I don't think there's any difference. I mean, there's a ton of schools that are signing players that were professional players and signed professional contracts in professional basketball leagues all around the country. What's the difference? Several years ago, before NIL kind of really took off, there were some things, some avenues, if you will, that players could start, making decisions to not go to college. And I think OTE was one organization, and they changed some of their things so that their kids could still go to college. And then, the G League Ignite, right? And things have changed in a major, major, major way. And, so I don't think there's any difference.
I was wondering if Mo is dealing with an injury that kept him out of the game tonight, and then could you also just speak to, we saw Kaysen doing a pretty hard workout before the game, just how close he's coming back.
Yeah, so with Kaysen, he's getting, stronger and stronger and better. He's on track with his rehab. He was cleared medically, relatively recently, but there's a lot of steps and there's a process, to gaining the confidence in it again, being able to play full speed, trust that, and then it's getting back into your basketball shape and your basketball rhythm and things like that. So when the time's right, is when we're going to put him out there. But we've had a bunch of discussions with him and his family and things like that. We want to make sure he is right before we put him back out there. What's that? Yeah, so Mo, we're making a decision on what we're going to do with him this year in terms of redshirting. So I've said many times in interviews when people ask me about him, he has an extremely high ceiling. He is unbelievably talented with a huge upside. He's playing on a team with a lot of older guys and a lot of older guys at his position. So there's no reason kind of to rush him. We have a development mindset with him right now, and that's, all of his people in his camp feel the same exact way. Love Mo, and I have big plans for him, but, the situation he's in now, it's all about development with him.
We all saw Keyshawn Pryor in uniform and going through warm-ups. Can you give an update on his recovery and how soon can we see him back on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, they just asked that. Yeah,
Tough
no, it's okay.
shots.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
I feel you. Tough to listen. Tough. Got to get through that one. Listen. Hold on. Let me make sure I mark these off real quick. Let's get through here. Watch Carter commitment. These boys about to get worked to death. Coach Foy, the strength and conditioning coach, is he gonna ratchet it up a little bit? This game was more about recruiting. Prove himself a lot of top players. I will say those guys were young. Listen, I normally like that maturity really matters, but their young talent and athleticism, it looked good for Kansas tonight. Like, you can't even hate. There was a lot of athleticism on that Kansas roster. It was a nice balance, in my opinion. Now, if Kansas goes out there and starts getting bludgeoned, then it might make me raise an eyebrow. But outside of that, he was that even the exhibition that he hates to lose. Oh yeah, listen, he said it in the press conference the other day. He said, if my kid comes in here and tries to play chess, I'm gonna beat him to death. He said, I'm gonna kick his little rear end. If you look at it as a zero-sum game it sucked. If you look at it as just a joint practice like the NFL does, a joint practice, that's one of those where they barely keep score, but you still keep score, but you barely keep score because you got to find out. So now, as a Louisville fan, okay, some things you learned, some things you saw, like some are just exhibition notes. Some things are like, okay, this is what I know. Talk about the things you think you know now. Even listen, I know we're talking about one exhibition game. We know that if we were hitting more shots, Ali Khalifa's passing is very dangerous. Will we agree with that? Listen, and most teams are not going to be as athletic and long and in that position. So okay, I do understand. As a Louisville fan, we're looking at this game like championship or bust. Are we a championship team right now? You watch us play Kansas in the first exhibition game of the year, and a lot of us are trying to determine, are we the best team in the country or do we suck? That's tough. That's a tough crowd. Did it bother everybody that Kentucky looked like they were about to win right before the game started? That's pretty funny. E-Burks, that's really funny, actually. Listen, this is one I'll never be ashamed of admitting. Y'all, we even had, like, y'all remember Pop Scott was in the night show. James Scott's dad used to come in here at night after the game. The one thing is that lob threat. Now, I'll say this. Although Frew wasn't extremely impressive, you saw a couple of moments where Frew really used his athleticism, and it made me even go, oh shit, I didn't know he had that. Now, it wasn't like effective, But I learned that Frew still has a whole bunch of untapped potential. And the question is the team and the staff going to be able to bring it out of him? And coach said, that's on me. I got to get more to Frew. I got to get more out of Frew. But sometimes he moved around and he showed, like I said, he just might not be, you know what he seemed like? Y'all remember when James Scott really just started getting confident around that basket for the alley-oops, the lob threats, and he just started looking more and more aggressive, more and more confident? What if Coach Kelsey can bring that out of Frew like he did James Scott? I hated losing James Scott. I think that lob threat in basketball, college basketball, pro basketball, it has to exist. We're going to need Frew to be an aggressive. He's going to have to get some buckets from the pick and roll, either through lob or catching and finishing or getting fouled. He's a good free throw shooter as well. I don't remember which one was the last one. Ooh, we got a lot better after our early losses. Yeah, like I said, there's a difference between what you saw and what you learned and what you believe is fact or, like I said, early season exhibition. Do you remember when, man, I lost your spot, Brandon. Okay. Do you remember when you saw Michael Brown and Javon Hadley talking? And it looked kind of like Michael Brown was telling Javon Hadley, like, I know what you're saying. I fucked that up, but this is what I saw. And then Javon Hadley, and this is not really what they were saying, but I'm telling you the tone between Michael Brown Jr. and Javon Hadley. Javon Hadley was like, "Hey, you got it, big dog. This is your show." But that's not what was going on. That wasn't the play. It's like, hey, he was playing off me and you were supposed to do this, you know what I'm saying? But just that communication of Javon Hadley saying, "Hey, you still got it, big dog, but you were wrong on that." And to watch them communicate with each other in that little like foul huddle, I'm like, okay, they're gonna be fine. That's what coach. The reason this stuck out in my mind is because I saw it during the game, and that's the first thing coach said in the press conference. He was like, "I heard them talking through their problems. That's what I used to like about last year's team so much." Like the maturity and communication level of we can figure it out. It's hard. Like, look, when egos are in the locker room, it looks like people are talking at people. Somebody's trying to be the alpha. Somebody's trying to, get their point across harder. But just the way they were locked in with each other, like, hey, this shit ain't going good, but hey, if you do this, I'll do this. If you do this, I'll do this. I'll help you, you help me. They looked like they were communicating really well to try to get why did I just start cussing all of a sudden? To get things fixed. Sorry. For people who are joining us for the YouTube channel, Twitter, I see we're at 837 in the building. 837 in the building. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. Listen, I was going to do a giveaway tonight. Y'all want to just do a giveaway tomorrow? I mean, the show still goes on tonight. But tomorrow night, it might be YouTube only. We're going to have some kind of giveaway, either Louisville jerseys, Louisville hats, something. We're going to have a good giveaway tomorrow night post Boston College. So be here, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification button. Y'all know the rules for the giveaways. All you got to do is be on the YouTube channel, 3-digit numbers. Hold on, I'll show y'all. For people who are new in here tonight, because looks like we got a lot of newcomers. These are the rules for the giveaways. It's very simple. The last giveaway, we gave away 2 tickets for the Kansas Louisville exhibition game. That was our last night. That was our last time we did a giveaway. That was a couple nights back. Kyler, I am expecting a selfie or a courtside photo from those tickets. So if you're in here tonight, remember the one stipulation was that you take a picture from your seats so we can post it. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Where was I? Good communication between OG Javon Hadley and Michael Brown Jr. I love the communication, good communication. He'll be fine. I agree he'll be fine. If I'm coach, I'm saying, hey, stick with your fundamentals. Make sure you get your legs up under you. You could tell when they were pressing because it's like, that's why the footwork looked wrong. Shooting a little quicker than normal. Trying to get the shot off in a little bit of hurry. Again, credit Kansas for doing good closeout. And Kansas is tall. Kansas is athletic. We've only been practicing against ourselves. So if we only got 2 people that look like Kanai Roos or Mo Kamara on the closeouts, and Kansas has 4 or 5, it just looks different. It feels different. We're comfortable scrimmaging against each other. But as a team and as a unit, we gotta learn how to beat people that look different from us by playing team basketball, but by communicating, by working on our game plan, live action getting better. So yeah, there's no extra panic or extra coaching or, yeah, then there's that conversation. That Kentucky conversation gets fun quick, doesn't it? What's good, DJ? See, the lob. Yeah, again, you're gonna have to stay in front of your guys to get the lob out of our defensive weakness. Frew is gonna be a beast. He has potential. I won't say he's gonna, but he has a definite opportunity. But coach is gonna have to bring him out, and his competitive spirit's gonna have to come out. No, that's just knowing where you're. They got to do better at funneling their help. Yeah, the James issues. That's always gonna hurt me. You didn't see any dogs. You didn't think Ryan Conwell had 25 multiple and ones punching people in the mouth. He had some dog in him. Yeah. You didn't think Conwell. Yeah. He's not comfortable in open court. He made that mistake. He made that mistake a couple times last year, and I was ready to just get mad at him. I gotta remember. Yeah, it's a different. It's you got older dudes adjusting to a new system. Younger dudes are just kind of raw, and they're only learning one system. Listen, Ross McMains used to call it gravity. Ross McMains ended up leaving here and going to help the Boston Celtics win a championship. And he was like, we find the guys that have gravity, gravitational pull, and then we put the lob threat on the other side of them. Yeah, they're accountable to each other. Sometimes you got to do it more physical. You got to do it with more like commitment to get the foul or the bucket. I think Frew respects the other players so much, he tries to stay out of the way. I think he's just trying, like I say, Sananda Frew to me looked like he was just trying to get his guys open. When a big man respects his guards, sometimes he just want to make a good screen, get out the way, and that's really him being unselfish. But the coach is going to have to find the balance of, hey, Sananda, the guards need you to be a threat as well. So you being a threat helps us as guards. No, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah, get your legs up under you. Everybody, get your legs up under you. Adidas pumpkin balls. I know. I know. But sometimes I start totally turning into my dad. Ooh, what surprise tomorrow night. Ooh. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff. Ooh, did I get a stat sheet? Did somebody send me a stat sheet? Siva was nonstop too. Listen, I never put Louisville on the money line, Maben. Yeah, they look like it sounds like Coach Kelsey was gonna Coach Kelsey's gonna redshirt him. JL Dutel, I agree. And the Yum shooting right now. Yeah, he getting some shots up. And they don't know when is the next time they're gonna be back in. He's used to working like that. Again, 8:36 in the building. 8:36 in the building. Take 1 second. Go to the YouTube channel. Type in "Made for the Ville." That's the only way you're gonna be eligible for the giveaways. Catching up. Ooh. Okay. Listen, we're going to do grades. Let me catch up. Get ready to I do got a beep sound too. Ooh. I should have did that. Rogers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When it starts coming together, it's going to look extremely, extremely scrappy. Everybody did have her. See, that's when you psychoanalyzing the real athlete. Listen, when we get there, that's what it's gonna look like. In the first half, hold on. Jordan Ness is getting Lauren. JL do tell. Did Lauren murk somebody or something? Ooh, grades. And Unc Rudy. Listen, Pops Baby and Unc Rudy, they are good people to have in your family to lead the family. Yeah, like I said, that everybody looked a little. Everybody, no grades. It should be 836 likes. Yeah, I know some are Twitter. Like I said, if you're on Twitter, take the time to go over to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button really quick. It'll help out a lot. We gotta do grades. Come on, y'all. You're not scared of grades, are you? Defense, overall grades, A, B, C, D, or F. Defense, overall grades. No grade. Listen, we're just practicing. This is like an exhibition grade segment. Give me grades and give me a short explanation. Give me grades. I see D. Legend on, give me a brief explanation. C minus Jocelyn, give me a brief explanation. Legend. Jason, C, give me a brief explanation. Forgot, like just did the chair of shame. I haven't upgraded my chair of shame just yet. Better be C minus. Give me a quick explanation. Gave up too many dunks. Too many and one, or too many easy ones. I thought you said too many and ones. C, can do better. Bad shot selection. What about the full court press? Y'all didn't like the pressure of the full court press? Wait, we're still on defense. Jeremy. D Wall, C+, love the effort. For the same Tennessee, big time, crowd jitters. Ooh, we look nervous. I agree with that 100%. Conwell, B+. Wait, see, I wasn't going individual players. We just on the defense. We just on the defense section right now. Defensive grades. Quick. Second half better. Second half. Couldn't stay in front of them. Breaking press too easy. I mean, press can't be a steal every time. Press is a gamble. I had two really good pressing teams and two crappy pressing teams. Okay. Post defense is lacking. No real back threat yet. Press is good to be fair, but transition. Coach Kelsey said it. The urgency in the press to wall up and move guys back. So the original weight of the press I liked, but the urgency on the back end of the press, we got to get better at it. Communication needs work. Fair. Okay. Okay. I'm sure somebody sat in your seats and had the time of their life. I'm sure of it. Like I said, I think when I saw it, I assumed, I'm like, if you're willing to press, that means you must believe in your defense a little bit. Okay, offense. Let's do it. Quick. Offense. What are the grades? Offensive grades. Offensive grades. Jason with a B. Offense D+, first half C+. Offensive grades. Virginia Tech just beat Cal in football. Uh-oh. I don't think that was in my money line, Maven. I only had Saturday game C, nothing inside. Cuts didn't look great. You didn't think the cuts looked great at the beginning with when Ali Khalifa was finding everybody on the backdoor cuts? Oh man, tough crowd. I'm gonna pass on the offense tonight. George says I'm gonna give him an incomplete. Incomplete is a fair grade. If there weren't for incompletes, I would have never graduated from college. Open shots didn't fall. C minus, B minus, and need more aggression to the rim. Less turnover. C plus. Good shot selection, but nerves had us back. Cardinal Cam, brick after brick. How many lobs for dunks? Is that Aaron? Are you? Is that a defensive grade? Because we are on the offensive section now. Or maybe I was behind. Look, Aaron, that might have been my fault. I just want to see a little more balance on the three-pointer. I thought we got some good looks. Just a little more balance to make me feel better. Conwell added points to my grade. That's why I said B minus. Okay, Conwell. So you didn't like, Jeremy did not like the shot selection at all. Like I said, I just didn't like the balance on the shot selection. I didn't have a problem with the shot selection overall. Like I said, and you were down. And like I said, I get the point of trying to, force some shots to come back. Okay. Oh, I missed that one. Pleasantly surprised with Kobe. Okay. Fair. Okay. Let's do it quick. Okay. Coaching, preparation, adjustments, preparation, coaching. We got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes. Coaching, preparation, substitutions, pleasantly surprised. See if your shots aren't falling, get others involved. Antipas goes straight to the F grade. Shots will fall later on. Aggressive driving. Referees. I would have been whining. If I wasn't on the show, I'd been whining about the referees all night. I'm glad y'all kept me in line. Coaching gets a B. B plus. Coaching B plus. Nice adjustments on 22 after the half. JL Madu. Okay, what's going on? Jordan goes B on coaching. Adjustment second half, B minus. Javon had every reason to be pissed at the refs. I thought so too. I thought so too. Okay, you going from F to D? So they're improving. The coaching is slowly improving. Fair enough. Referee grades. You know what? Red State, I'm going to add officiating to the grading list. Actually, tomorrow night, if y'all are in here tomorrow night, we're going to do another post game after the Boston College game. Like I said, I'm going to have a giveaway. I'm going to have some kind of giveaway. I don't know what kind. I'm going to have some kind. All you got to do is have your 3-digit number ready, closest to the 3-digit number. We have a wheel. We have a random wheel. Y'all know how the random wheel works. Listen, and y'all know my email address. Listen, if you want to advertise on the night show, if you want to pass me something along, stat sheets, anything, contact me. Made for the Ville. MADEFORTHEVILLE@gmail. Any kind of contact you want to have with me, just hit me up. Made for the Ville. What else? Coaching, C minus, B plus. Again, Twitter, I'm not always on Twitter. Facebook, I'm not always on Facebook. you'd be best served to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can always get the content. You can always get I hate using the typical words, content, subs. I hate using words like that. All that good stuff. But hit the like, the subscribe. Trying to think of anything else. I screw up. Overall, I get it. Like I said, got to get to 50-50 balls. A little bit of nerves. I get it. I like Kansas's team, so I can't really hate on them. I hated the refs. I hated that we were nervous. I need more balance on the three-pointers. All that stuff is just working and getting cohesive. Get better shots. I love the passing out of Khalifa. I saw some flashes out of Frew that we can really capitalize on. Conwell, Kobe, Woolley, Michael are going to get more cohesive, and they're going to beat a lot of teams. And we're going to have a hell of a lot better seed than we had last year, in my opinion. Like I said, these are just initial one game, no video responses. The fact that coach was comfortable going full court press means he has high hopes for our team defensively, which makes me really, really excited. And I think maybe he didn't show his full bag for this game, but he put some stuff out there on film. That's going to be fun to watch. People, unless I didn't answer any other questions, listen, y'all can rock out on the way out the door. You can listen to the theme song, or you can shut it down and call it a night.
From the 502, where we rep it true. Cardinal red, black and white, that's our crew. Ballin' hard on the court, scoring touchdowns too. Louisville's finest, we're coming through. Young center pack, freedom, all memories. Gridiron legends, Cardinal legacy. From Muhammad Ali to Lamar Jackson's fleet, we put on for the city, can't you see? Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep them raised to the ceiling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, history in the making. Derby City flow, Southern hospitality. Slugger feel the church, or we got duality. BB and who, we the real Kentucky. Cars fly together, that's our reality. From the west end to the east, Cardinal pride don't never cease. Throw your wheels up, let them know. Louisville's here to run the show. Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep them raised to the ceiling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, history in the making. Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep them raised to the feeling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, Louisville taking over.